What if something happened today? An accident, an unexpected diagnosis, or a moment you never saw coming that left your family asking all the questions you never got to answer? Would they know how deeply you care for them? Would they know the mistakes you regret, the forgiveness you wish you had spoken, or the blessings you prayed over them when they never even knew you were praying? The reality is this: wills and trusts can distribute your money and property, but they can't carry your love, your wisdom, or your blessings. That's where a legacy letter comes in, because a legal document can pass down your assets, but a legacy letter carries what's in your heart. Hi, I'm Vicki Joern, a financial advocate. I help people walk through some of life's hardest transitions, whether it's job downsizing, divorce, caregiving, or grieving the loss of a loved one. But thriving through transitions, our conversations are about preparation, about planning in ways that protect your future and give peace of mind to the people you love most. And today, I want to take you to a part of planning that's often overlooked. It's something your attorney can't capture in legal language, your accountant can't put into numbers, and your financial plan can't measure. It's your words, your values, your love. That's what we're driving into today, the legacy letter. Before we go further, I'd love for you to click that subscribe button below and share this video with someone who might need it. And leave a comment also. Because here's a question I'd like us to get started with. If you had to write just one sentence to your loved ones, what would it be? Write it in the comments below. Your words might inspire someone else who's watching. Most people think, I'm prepared. I've got my will in place. But some of you may not have a will. You may have a trust instead. Or maybe you have both. They make sure your money, your property, belongings are distributed the way you intend. They make sure your wishes are carried out legally. But here's what's often overlooked. Legal documents handle the practical details, the what of money and property. They can say who gets the house, but they can't capture what made that house a whole. The laughter around the dinner table, the birthdays in the backyard, the quiet nights on the porch swing. They can divide your bank accounts, but they can't divide your wisdom, the lessons you learned from failure, the choices you regret, or the faith that carried you when life felt really uncertain. They can pass down your wedding ring, but they can't pass down the story behind it, or the prayer that your children or grandchildren will find a love as deep and lasting as yours. A will or a trust takes care of assets and possessions, but your family needs more than possessions. They need your words, your values, your blessings. When family loses someone, they don't gather around the lawyer's desk to feel comforted. They gather in the living room. They pull out old letters, open photo albums, and tell stories that make them happy. That's why your family needs more than legal papers. They need your words. And that's what a legacy letter does. It complements your legal documents by carrying what they can't: the meaning, the memories, and the love that lasts. So you might ask, what is a legacy letter really? So if your will or trust takes care of the assets, what takes care of your words, your love, and your wisdom? That's where a legacy letter comes in. The legacy letter, sometimes is called an ethical will. It isn't a legal document, and it doesn't replace a will or trust, and it has no financial authority. Instead, it complements those documents by passing down something legal language can't capture, and financial plans aren't designed to measure. It's your voice, your values, your heart on paper, or even in video or audio, to the people you love. A legacy letter can share the lessons life taught you, your struggles and victories, the values that guided your choices, words of forgiveness you want to offer, folk to receive, the blessings, encouragement, and love you want to echo long after you're gone. And here's the beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be long, polished, and perfect. It can be as simple as one page written at the kitchen table, or as easy as a video message recorded on your phone. Because at the end of the day, your family won't remember how formal it looked. They'll remember how it felt to read or hear your words and to know what was in your heart.
So, why do legacy letters matter? Well, let me tell you a story.
I knew a lady that had 3 grown children, and before she passed, she sat down at the kitchen table with a yellow notepad and wrote them letters. She didn't have much money to leave behind, but she had words. In one letter, she told her son how terrific terrified she was to become his mother, but how his laughter gave her courage. In another, she told her daughter about nights she worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table and how every sacrifice was worth it because of the pride she felt watching her grow. When she passed, those letters were tucked away in a safe. They were read in the living room with tears and laughter in equal measures. Her children later said, those letters meant more to us than anything else she could have left us in her will. I also would like to share a story of a gentleman that I knew. He was a grandfather and he didn't like to write. He decided to record a video on his phone for his grandkids. He shared the story of how he met their grandmother at a church picnic, how he almost gave up on faith in his hardest seasons, and how prayer carried him through, ended with a blessing. My hope is that each of you finds a love that lasts and a faith that carries you when you feel like you can't go on. Now, every Thanksgiving, his grandchildren still watch that video. Even the ones who never met him in person know his smile and hear his voice. That video became a family heirloom for more valuable than money. That's why a legacy letter matters, because money can be spent, houses can be sold, jewelry can be lost, but your words, they last. So you might be wondering, how do I write a legacy letter? So, okay, where do I start? The good news? The legacy letter doesn't have to be complicated. Simplest ones are often the most meaningful. Here are a few steps to guide you. Step number 1, begin with a greeting, something simple like dear family or to those I love. Step number 2, pick a focus. Gratitude, forgiveness, a life lesson. One theme is enough to start. And step 3, share a story. Stories bring your words to life. Like the stories I mentioned, it could be your first job, a tough lesson learned in life, or a family tradition you hope continues. And step 4, be specific. Instead of I'm proud of you, say I'm proud of the courage you show when you started over in a new city. And step 5, offer a blessing, a prayer for hope, for encouragement for their future. And step 6, keep it real. Don't stress about grammar. Your family doesn't need perfect words. They need your words. And here's the freeing part. You don't have to write it all at once. Even one page can become the most treasured thing you leave behind. Now, I know what some of you might be feeling. What if I don't know what to say? What if I stir up old wounds? What if my words aren't good enough? Well, let me reassure you, your family doesn't need perfect words. They need your words. Some of the most powerful legacy letters are the simplest. A scribbled note, the page written late at night, even a voice memo recorded on your phone. It doesn't have to be polished. It just has to be real. And if you're carrying something heavy, an apology you've never spoken or forgiveness you've struggled to give, this is your chance. Sometimes a legacy letter becomes a bridge that heals what was left unsaid. Imagine your child or sibling opening a letter that says, I know I wasn't always there the way you needed me, but I want you to know I've always loved you. One sentence like that can change everything. And remember, this isn't something to say for the very end of your life. You can write a one for a milestone birthday, a wedding, the birth of a grandchild, or simply as a gift for right now. Something that's on your heart and you want someone to know. The most important thing is this: don't wait for the perfect moment.
The perfect time is when the thought first comes. Because once your words are captured, they become a gift your family can hold. So here's what I want you to take away. Your will or trust can pass down your assets, but only your words can carry the love, the wisdom, and the blessings your family longs to hear.
This isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Your voice captured in your own words can be the most lasting inheritance you leave behind. So here's my challenge. Before the day is over, take 15 minutes, write one page, one story, one blessing, one memory. That simple step could become a treasure your family holds for generations. If this episode spoke to you, please click that subscribe button below and share this video with someone who needs it right now, and leave a comment below. Tell me, what's one thing you would include in your own legacy letter to your loved ones? And if you're facing a life transition and you don't have anyone to walk through it with you, at Be Financial Partners, we're here to help you prepare, not just financially, but emotionally for what life brings. You can reach me at 832-698-2010 or visit BeFinancialPartners.net or connect with me on Facebook at Be Financial Partners. This episode is for educational purpose only and should not be considered legal, tax, or financial advice. For guidance specific to your situation, please consult with an attorney, tax professional, or financial advisor. And as always, wish that you and hope that you will be financially prepared for today and the uncertainties that you are.